everyone. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're at. Welcome. I decided to make a little video this morning here, it's early, to share with you because I woke up and had an inspiration to do something different with my day and kind of got the nudge to share it. So you might either be interested in doing something fun and say a little bit maybe challenging to allow you to be really more connected throughout your day, to be aware of your connection throughout your day, and then also to hop into new things. So there's a big theme that's really been coming through recently, and I've been feeling it for months coming about October and this opening that we're having in October. And it's like a lot of new beginnings, a lot of new doors, pathways, new directions, things like that. And if you would have happened to see, and I posted a video on Facebook, maybe Instagram a few days ago about how we keep changing our habits, our patterns, our choices. We just keep adjusting to more of what is really coming from us versus what was conditioned and taught and whatever out of fear and separation. And the irony of this video today is it's almost like taking us in the opposite direction. But the funny thing is, as we, have a focus and we're determined to, just know who we are and live from that place of pure expression, seems pretty simple, doesn't it? Natural. At times we go into certain directions and it's like we start hitting energy walls because there's an old energy force that we're putting towards things. And one of my favorite things to do is if something's not working, just turn around, do a 180 and go the opposite direction. And so not that you're never going to go that direction again, but it allows the energies to expand, soften, open up, and realign. And then we can turn around and come back. We'll say when we break energy with things, the energies are able to realign and support us on their own in that divine way beyond our conceptual mind and beyond what we could do with our actions. And so when we do this and we allow things to realign and we have broken energy, then things come to us. So it's like, I explain it sort of when it comes to things in my life, things that I'm doing, videos I'm going to create or whatever new adventures I go into. I don't sit down and go, what would I want to do? And try to think of all the ways I could do things. I sit back, be in presence, and then say, all right, guys, show me what options there are. Show me what I haven't thought of. Show me new perspectives, new positions on this. Show me. And so it comes from guys, hey guys, show me. That's my higher levels. That's other facets of myself, angelic, archangelic, ascended host realms, my family, higher vibratory levels. We'll call it the parts of self and the universal selves that have a higher perspective. So rather than thinking like, what do we want to do about this? What can we do about this? Because then you're just going into your old archives, right? Whatever the mind has read, heard from others, learned from others, it's a very limited set of ideas, of approaches, of beliefs, of perspectives. So rather than going into what you already know, what you've already been doing, what isn't exactly working from you, the old patterns, old repetitions, old routines, we break energy with it. All right, let's just take a break. Just let it all go for a bit. It's fall, like the leaves, let it go. And we fall and we rest, we relax, and then things start coming to us. We welcome it to come to us instead of chasing it down and pushing it away. So that's kind of the premise here to set the stage. So this morning, if you want to join me on this adventure, I'm going to do this today. And a lot of times when I wake up in the morning, most of the time I sit down and I'm like, all right, guys, let's go. Let's start the day. I welcome all of myself forward, my higher levels, my creator levels. I welcome my angelic, archangelic, ascended host realms, my runners. All right, guys, pave the way. Let's go and start paving the way. Clear my path. Bring to me what is going to most complement me, keep me alert, awake, in presence, and just keep steering me at all of myself, right? As a facet of all that is. And then I usually write a little. A lot of times I just write the date and that's all that ever gets written down. But once in a while, it's like, oh, okay, here you go, Cathy. Oh, great. So it comes to you. And because this is such a busy time right now, meaning there's a lot of shifting, rearranging of energies and a lot of new unfolding for all of us and universally. It's like this came to me today to support me into that. And so I know many of you are right there where I'm at, either right here today on, what is today, October 14th, usually a day off. And otherwise, this will relate to you at whatever time, again and again and again, because we go through these shifts and changes of expansion and integration over and over again. So it's just a nice little fun thing to do and very practical as well. So Saturday adventure, I'll just share this with you. Maybe this inspires you to do something similar or gives you just some insight on how you can shift into more your true expression. So this is what I wrote. This was to myself. This came from me to Cathy, from the rest of myself, the more expansive part of me, to the me that only, maybe can handle so much information at one time through the human brain. So it's a new day, new life. So when I woke up this morning, it's a new day, new life. So for you, doesn't matter if you just woke up, let's choose it now. If you'd like to choose this with me, because it's pretty awesome. It's a new day, new life. May every day start this way, a clean slate. So let's take a breath together and just choose a clean slate. Just choose it, whatever, whatever's going on, let's just choose. All right, I have a fresh start right now because I'm choosing it. So take a breath, feel your body, feel your presence. Come into your heart, feel the timelessness here, that presence of love, that presence of you. That's what always brings me back to this place. This no place, no time, and what really matters. So what else did I write here? As you can see, I don't usually write anything down when I make videos or I do events, so I'm like going back now and trying to read my own writing. So when we do this clean slate, next it says no trail of thoughts or energy from yesterday. So no trail of thoughts or anything from yesterday, last week, last year, no stories, no nothing. So feel that, this clean slate. Let's just take your golden eraser. I like to take my golden eraser and just wipe the past. It doesn't exist today. Let's just have a clean slate. Just like you're wiping off the chalkboard with your golden eraser, just wipe it all down. And you are a Merlin. I mean, we all are energy workers, whether we embrace it, own it, or not. So you can or cannot choose to step into your power, into your true natural abilities, which we all have. So now that we have a clean slate, what is really worth thinking about? What if we just move, do, clean, create, cook, shop, do the laundry, do the to-dos in presence today and nothing else? So what would that be like? Just for one day, just for one day. We have no yesterday, no last year, no childhood, no patterns that we're trying to change. Going back to where I started in this video, we kind of drop it like hot potato, right? Just drop it like it's hot. And I'm just here now. Doesn't mean we don't ever go back and look at these things and change them. So let's keep going. No projecting change into the future because you are starting at a 0 point right now. How does that feel? Just take a breath and feel that clean slate. I like to feel it like an expansiveness, just spaciousness through my body, through the room, through the walls, through the trees I see out there, through the whole planet. So let yourself expand indefinitely through the solar system, the galaxy, the universe, galaxies, whatever, and just clean slate. And as you feel that, you're actually just feeling you, your presence, the pure consciousness that is in between time and space and throughout and permeated and at the core of everything. And of course, this is the connection that is us, that we certainly want to bring to every action, every interaction. And when we're thinking, we kind of get pulled out of feeling. So we come back to this. So now, from here, from this space, if you can feel this with me, each moment you focus on something new, it's a new adventure, a new day again and again. So what that just means is that, all right, I got my planner here. I'm going to do my planner, check my work schedules. I got teaching yoga here, teaching yoga there. I got another part-time job here. I've got website. So I'm going to focus on this. I'm going to use the mind on this and this alone. When I'm done, I'm going to set it aside, break energy. That adventure's over. That was one adventure. Now I might go do the dishes. I'm going to be fully with it. If I think any thoughts, it's going to be about what I'm doing. Oh, I'm going to put this glass here. Yeah, I better put it up there because this one's full. Whatever, right? All right. Break energy. Now what? Next, I'm going to do the laundry. Oh, should we put this in with the white lights or the darks? Or, should I add vinegar to this load? Whatever. So doesn't mean we're not thinking at all. Not at all. And so what this does, very practically, because I'm a very practical person, my background is not spiritual. I like, proof. I like the proof that's in the pudding and to see how it affects my life, my world, my health, how I feel. So the beauty of something like this and just saying, yeah, let's do this today. Number one, it's fun. It's different. You are breaking magnetics with the streams of thought forms that you have been chewing on every day. Let's face it. Every day you wake up and you have some of the same thoughts, same thought patterns again and again and again. And that's okay. That's just how the brains work. But it's like the same worries that you had yesterday, you probably had a week ago, you probably had a month ago, you probably had a year ago, you probably had 5 years ago. The same, I wonder about this, I wonder about that, I wonder, should I eat this or should I eat that? Should I do this or that? What am I going to do for work? Or am I doing enough? Or, blah, blah, blah. Whatever your unique individual patterns are, they just every day, again and again. It's like a broken record. So what you do when you do this is you're just no. When the thoughts come, nope. You take a breath. Every time you start with a deep breath, just feel your body, feel your feet on the floor, feel your seat in the chair. Maybe you put a little music on all day and you move a little bit to the music. So you have to stay feeling in your feet, in your legs, in the weight of your body. This is what keeps you from being in the mind and then focusing on what you're doing, what you're feeling, what you're touching, right? And even if you go for a walk, maybe you feel your feet on the earth. Maybe if you have a super busy monkey mind, you cannot seem to stay in your body without thinking about yesterday or tomorrow, going back to the clean slate. Nothing else exists. I have a clean slate. The only thing that exists is right here in front of me. So maybe you're not really in the energetic place today to really just be in that breath and in that presence. Well, here's some ideas. You're walking, for example. Now you got nothing physical maybe other than feeling your feet on the earth, feeling the wind on your skin, hearing the sounds of the birds or the leaves or planes overhead. If that isn't enough to anchor you in this now moment, clean slate, no yesterday, no tomorrow, then look at the color of the leaves. Isn't that interesting? Let's look at the blades of grass. Let's look at the clouds in the sky. Let's start connecting with them. What would you like to share with me? Hey, trees, what would you like to share with me? How is it to be a tree? Start physically connecting with your physical surroundings. And of course, everything is live consciousness and everything communicates back to you. But if you're off thinking about, I don't know, last week or tomorrow, or what am I going to do about this? Or what about my diet? Or, should I go clothes shopping? Whatever, blah, 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 the mind, right? It can yammer on about just about anything. If you're gone in those thoughts, now you are not available for all the information that is being shared with you from everything in your physical environment. So you're not available for what is presenting to you right here, right now. And this is about embodying, becoming fully embodied in our body, expanding through the body. And now we are communing with everything in our environment. So you can practice. Maybe you want to practice connecting with the trees, the grass, even the asphalt. One of the most beautiful things I find sometimes when walking is the asphalt, because it all is live consciousness. It was all brought into creation from all different ways, right? Anyway, so now you do this. You're immersed in your reality. You are immersed in your body, in your senses. You're even immersed in your mind, in your current reality, rather than off in some faraway land. And as we're here, this beautiful thing happens. Poof! All the magnetics break down with all the shit you've been thinking about. It's like, whatever crap you've been thinking about, if it's work, if it's money, if it's a relationship, it's like, while you are off being silly, doing this or that, doing your laundry, talking to the birds, or whatever the heck it is you're doing, all this stuff is free. It all moves out. You don't have to go on a fancy trip to break energy. You don't have to go far away, but it really is about doing something very different and being immersed in it. And most people find it easier to be immersed in their reality if they go on a trip. They go to a new city, a new place, because they're like, oh my God, everything is, your senses are on overload, which is awesome. But you can do this in your everyday life. And when those magnetics break down, now the magic happens. And there's so much wanting to be birthed right now. I will say consciousness is blooming within so many of us in so many new directions within the mass consciousness, within the world at large. But that all starts within the individual. So it starts with you. So, if you want to do your part for the world, for humanity, for consciousness to evolve into more love, more compassion, more beauty, who we truly are, right? That benevolence, that that sense of I'm a facet of all that is, and so are you. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Then that's where it starts. It starts within you being more conscious within your body, within your life, within your mind. And as you break down all those magnetics around you and things realign, now they come back. Now this goes back to what I was talking about, this huge opening time that we're having, where it's like new beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings. Maybe a new beginning is just getting up early and going for a walk, or, changing around your schedule. It can be as small or as big as anything, because it's unique for each of us. Maybe it's also just really being you in the world. That's a big one right now that's presenting. So where are you holding back? Where are you not comfortable? Like, I'm here sharing this video, it's like, I don't know. I come from a background of not religious, not spiritual. My friends were like more corporate people. My family is super religious. So it wasn't exactly easy for me to start making videos like this, right? It was like coming out of the closet or something. So maybe the new beginning for you, and I hope for all of you, is more and more just being comfortable being in your own skin, being yourself, expressing as yourself, and not worrying what anyone thinks, because obviously it's not about you. Other people's judgments have nothing to do with you. So why take it on? But as these new beginnings come, the cool thing is now taking a day like this, a moment, an hour, a day, whatever calls to you, maybe connecting with yourself every morning or many times throughout your day or always throughout your day, saying, all right, what's next? What's next? What's next? Will support and guide you through everything. And so now that we broke all this energy, poof, all this stuff has been reorganizing. Some things are moving out, some other things are moving in now that we're in this clean slate, and we can let the new things come to us. And then we can go, oh, cool, yes. And sometimes we're going to go, oh, what? You want me to, what? I don't think I want to do that. And then you go, all right, is this really coming from me? Yes. Oh, yes, it's gonna benefit me. My old programming is like, I don't really want to do that. But my heart, my essence is saying, yes, this is for you. All right, I'll give it a try. I'm going to show up. I'm going to do my best and we'll see what happens. And I'm going to have no expectation because the mind right away is going to say, well, maybe this is going to lead us to this, the gold at the end of the rainbow that the ego always wants, whatever it's been chewing on and seeking and wanting. So it's going to take all these new opportunities and try to put its little agenda on it. So let's just move that agenda aside and say, what if we're just doing this for the experience? What if we're just doing it for the expression of it, for the experience of it, just to live, just to do it, just to see, just to explore, to kind of like, I call these experiments. I call out of my stuff experiments or adventures because it's like, I'm not going to pretend to know here that it's going to go here, 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 here. It's a complete waste of time. So you just let it unfold in each moment. And if it perceptionally goes nowhere, just know that there's a lot more. There's a lot more happening at higher levels of our consciousness, of our awareness, of our life than we know. Sometimes you're called to just go somewhere, connect with people, and it's just an energy exchange. You're activating encodements of consciousness within them, or they're activating something in you, and your human mind doesn't even know what's going on. So let's not have to make things into some giant life puzzle, like we have to know everything. Why did this happen? Why did that happen? So this whole adventure thing really, it really speaks to that. If you are somebody who tends to try to understand everything, try to define everything, like, for a lot of folks on this like spiritual road, it becomes where like life is some puzzle to solve. Like I'm in some universal game and I'm trying to, it's like reminds me of when I was younger and I had Nintendo and I'd play, and I'd conquer Mario Brothers or whatever the heck. It's like, that's not quite what we're doing here, Actually, it at some point along your path, many points, many points, it really is beneficial to let it go. Stop trying to figure everything out. So for a day, maybe you want to join me. Don't figure anything out. Don't analyze anything about your life. Maybe analyze your schedule. Maybe analyze, why is the, garbage disposal sounding funny? How can I fix this? Get out your tools. But take a break. If you're trying to analyze your life or put it in boxes or define it, remember that the big picture is so far beyond what our human minds are really capable of handling. There are multitudes and multitudes of big pictures going on. Each scenario, each situation has layers upon layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of reasons for happening, right? And there's just so much. So if you're sitting here chugging on that, if you have a tendency to do that, take a breath, come into your body and just acknowledge that if you're doing that excessively or regularly, that then you are actually stopping your new beginnings from happening because you're staying plugged into all these thought streams. And you got all these streams of energy that are holding you in this position rather than breaking them down, letting them clear out and letting new beginnings come in. So if you keep chewing the same cud that you've been chewing on every day, day after day, you're going to have the same outcomes in your life. Simply on one level of awareness, of perception, because you are not making the space for the energies to realign, things to move out, things to move in, and then the magic, the miraculousness. Okay, what is God? What is the universe? What is creation? What created all this? What makes my heart beat? I mean, it's miraculous, mysterious, and it's meant to be. You know, you cannot be defined, and truly embodying who you are requires that you're able to live every moment of every day in the great unknown of things. What if I know nothing from here and I need not, and I can just flow through my day? So it's a big surrender, trust, but it's really just a choice of wisdom. It doesn't feel like a surrender or trust or faith anymore when you've lived there, and you see the evidence, the proof is in the pudding. So maybe this inspires you to do something similar. And so I'm just getting sort of encouraged to just do a little recap. So here's what I'm going to do today. Just to put this into real practical matters, I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to break energy with all y'all, just with the whole idea of putting a video out. I set it free. Bye. It's not mine anymore. It belongs to the universe. All right. This didn't come from Cathy, the old human personality. She had no interest in doing this type of thing, to say the least. So it's a universal creation. Everything is my home, my whatever. As far as I'm concerned, could all be taken away tomorrow. I could be hit by a giant asteroid, you know? So anyway, in every moment, I hand it all over and set it free. And then I'm going to focus on probably putting this online. And then I'm going to break energy. I'm going to feel my presence. All right. How much can I stay feeling my presence now as I move into the kitchen and do the dishes? Maybe I'll put some music on. I'm going to do my best to stay in my body. And the key here is every time the thoughts come about yesterday or tomorrow, and to make that clear, other people, other places, other spaces, conversations with people that sort of like keep going on, like all of a sudden you're in your mind. Maybe you're reliving like an argument or you're explaining something to somebody. Just, nope, break energy, move it out, hand it over to the sun, the central sun, hand it over to your I am. Doesn't matter. Give it to God. Give it to that person's higher levels. Doesn't matter. You're saying this is not mine. Just break energy, hand it over. Break energy, hand it over. A worry, hand it over to the universe. Hand it over. Give it to the source. 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 And welcome back your light. Take a breath. Welcome back your light. And keep going. So every time that happens today, and this will be a challenge for me. You know, I've shared a lot here about oming for so many years. You know, last decade was all about this whole crazy ass awakening, you know, just a crazy change in my life. Never could have guessed any of this. And but now really the last year or two, I've gotten busier and busier and busier and busier. And as I do each step, each, we'll say, big expansion, I'm like, oh my God, my mind is so busy. I'm used to sitting in silence all day. Like, oh, I could just sit in silence for hours, stare at the leaves. You know, you could feel thoughts coming in from a mile away. Aspects, I could feel their energy coming, my own or other people's. Like I feel them walking from a mile away, and it takes them a minute to get here. I was so expansive through this body and presence, and then it's like, do I want to interact with you? Why are you here? And then whatever, dealing with that. But at some point, it's like our true essence, our wisdom says, all right, you are ready now. You're ready to take this into the world and get moving with it. And of course, there are lots of parts that are still like, I don't know, man. I don't think I'm quite ready. I think I need to marinate here a little bit more. It's really comfortable. It's really safe here. It's really quiet here. I love how quiet it is. I could just sit and watch the leaves. And it's like, what, you want me to accept this challenge of doing this adventure, doing this new thing, that new thing, like it's putting me out of my comfort zone. And so for me, it's been like where the mind is a lot busier. Well, the mind is required to do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. And there has been this little doubter that comes up like, oh, maybe we need to just like go do a 3 days, spend a few days in silence. Whenever I go to do that now, I'm moved out of it from my presence. Like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And it's like, it's all about staying in that silence, in that presence while you are doing. That's how we integrate into actual normal human life. And so this is a biggie. This is a huge shift where now we can be anywhere doing anything. And so, so I encourage you to give it a shot, embrace it, and come back to yourself again and again and again, whether it's through breath, through feeling your body, through some movement, taking a breath each time that you find yourself off in some other place, some other space, and choosing to fully immerse here and now. And this is going to break down some old attachments, old magnetics, old cords, old energy streams, whatever you want to call it, and give you a nice new opening so that you can start welcoming the new in and start dancing with whatever new stuff is happening for you. So thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.